Greetings everyone, my name is Zetterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 6 viewer-submitted levels. So in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more viewer-submitted levels, starting out with this one, Wily's Secret Bunker by TylerBot, with 17 plays and a score of 3. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels that I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. I've actually played through this stage 2 or 3 times in the past, but those were previous versions. According to TylerBot, this is the definitive and final version of the stage. They've applied several drastic changes to the stage, especially at the elevator segment near the end of the level. We have 2 choices of characters for this level, Mega Man the easy version of the stage, or Proto Man the hard mode version of the stage. I say hard mode because Proto Man does not have access to the Proto Buster, so his only means of offense are the atomic fire. And if he runs out of atomic fire, he needs to deflect shots back by using the Proto Shield. Not to mention he takes double damage compared to Mega Man. So I will go through the stage as Mega Man. If I recall correctly, this was one of the earliest levels by TylerBot that I played on my channel. I think this is the 3rd version because I don't recall playing through the stage more than twice. The introductory segment seems mostly the same. I don't recall Picados being there though. Two pathways, either going down or to the right. But first, let's get the Hyper Bomb. I do like how many of TylerBot's later stages have these optional routes where you can gain access to a special weapon and collectibles. When I say collectibles, I mean E and or M tanks. There's the Hyper Bomb. Also a nice place to utilize the Hyper Bomb immediately, organically showing how it can be used. That was a very easy segment, all things considered. I'll take the upper route first, and then I'll double back as Proto Man and take the lower route next. Of course, gaining access to Hyper Bomb makes these future segments a lot easier. And means that I can also collect the Z-Tank freely. I guess if I took the lower route, I'd gain access and teleport in from the left side. I also like how on the top left part of the screen, there's an actual sign that we need to wait for a line of footholders to come down in an elevator segment. No need to wait around for a Yoko Block segment. This elevator segment is definitely different. I don't recall this being there. Checkpoint placement of the stage is also pretty good. The Picado shooting gallery did make for an interesting challenge. That's the end of the stage. I was hoping that I would go for at least 10 screens longer, but this was fun. Fighting Bombman though, especially without... oh, I actually have any tank, never mind. But I don't think I have his primary weakness. His primary weakness is probably the atomic fire. I'll definitely say that this is more fun in comparison with version 2. So good improvements, TylerBot. It automatically gets my thumbs up. But of course, it's time to check out the lower route by using Proto Man. Just so that I can 100% the stage. I'll only cover the lower route, and after it meets up with the normal pathway, I'll end off the stage. I wish I could always keep the Proto Shield up, even when walking. Then again, it would kind of imbalance the game. I just wish I had the Proto Shield from Mega Man 7, where as long as you weren't firing, you would always have the Proto Shield up, even when walking. The inclusion of the Mega Man 7 enemies does work pretty well with the stage. I'm talking about the tri-propeller cannons and that one other enemy type. Sometimes I wish we could set the Yoko blocks to local timers to prevent issues like this. Wish I got the Hyper Bomb first. Nevertheless, if you do take the low route, You won't lose access to an E-tank, so I do like that. I also like how for Portaman's route, there's all these weapon respawners, so you won't be completely defenseless. Well, not just Portaman's route, any route. Where the two pathways link up with each other? I say in terms of difficulty, they are about the same. I was wondering there what would happen if you fall off screen. Overall, a solid level, 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Definitely an improvement over version 2. So good work, Tylerbot. Second level on the lineup is Magnet Man's Beaming Trouble by Megaiwer, with 7 plays and a score of 3. Introducing usage of the coil platform, the ring platform, and the jet bomb. I would have preferred if that was solid ground though, instead of a bombless pit. I see, the stage is gradually getting harder. Same with the previous stage actually. The previous stage had good checkpoint placement, good introduction of enemies and gimmicks, and a nice gradual difficulty curve. This one is shaping up to have the same. Good checkpoint placement. Placed 7 to 10 screens after the start of the stage. A few tighter jumps, but they all rely on you reacting fast enough. Plus, we were already introduced to these challenges in a safe enough environment, and that was all my failure. It even has a consistent small set of enemies. We have the top generators, we have the brain breaks, and one other enemy type. It's focusing on a smaller set of enemies and gimmicks, but it's still fun. Oh, that was a short level. Around the same length as a traditional level, but I wonder where the key was. After all, that's probably where the Gemini laser was hidden behind. If he keeps doing this attack, I should be okay. Like such, because whenever he does his magnet missile attack, he'll land on top of the ring platform and I'll have to wait for him to jump down randomly. Overall, another solid level, at least a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. Good work, Mega. Third level on the lineup is Blockbuster by Nickelasse, with 212 plays and an amazing score of 100. It's been quite a while since I last played a level by Nickelasse, who, if you might recall, is currently my favorite Mega Man Maker level designer. Let's see how good this stage is, judging by the really high score. Based on the title, this is a stage that's going to be focusing on the various types of blocks. The push blocks, cracked blocks, and the punch blocks. And of course, usage of the power adapter to push around the blocks. In effect, this is going to be a puzzle level. Thankfully, that does not travel between screens. How to make our way across. This puzzle level is starting out easy, but it'll slowly get harder. Just want to plug the hole, just in case. I don't think you need to do so, but it makes it safer. But now I can't make it across. I need that block, actually. Oh, that's why. Silly me. I was overthinking the puzzle. Good checkpoint placement. Like with the previous two stages I covered in this part. Into the facility we go. Instantaneously I die due to my stupidness. This time I'll wait. Is there anything to the right, or is it just there for show? I'll assume there's nothing there. Also, good introduction to the fact that the conveyor belts can push the blocks forward, and if 2 blocks are stacked on top of each other, or rather multiple of them, and you hit the bottom one, they'll all move forward. This will very likely be important later on. Screw that one up, let's reset. But how do I get up there? Oh, that's how. Whoops. Now I get it. That's how we stack them on top of each other, like the previous screen taught us. There we go. Pretty easy, but rather intuitive. Red force beams. This is teaching us that the blocks can actually block the red force beams. It seems logical, but of course, we need to see it in action. In some ways, this stage really feels like a gradual tutorial as to how the blocks can be used. Here you need to be quick when pushing the block to the right. Be quick here, otherwise you'll be either crushed against the ceiling with the block, or killed by the red force beams. Here, the solution is that you need to be on the left side of the screen first. Here, go to the right, jump over here so you don't get pushed into the spikes. Simple. Good checkpoint placement, and thank you for the refill. I wish this stage went by for a bit longer. Maybe one section longer, but this works. That's how we hit him. We just need to be careful not to get punched against the ceiling. Or the wall, I mean. This is a neat, if a bit easy, boss arena. You just need to pay attention to both Springman and the block on the left side of the screen. A very solid level, 8 out of 10. Great introduction of enemies and gimmicks first in a safe enough environment, and then gradually escalated, great checkpoint placement, and interesting use of puzzles. I'd love to see a harder mode version of this stage, but this works out pretty well. This is one of the stages of what I was talking about with interesting usage of the crack blocks, push blocks, and the punch blocks. So great work, Nickelasse. You deserve this 101st upvote. Currently my favorite level of the part, although all the levels in this part are already pretty good. Fourth level on the lineup is The Stone Unit by Abbas193, with 8 plays and a score of 1. This seems like it's going to be a shorter level. Whoops, didn't expect that to happen. Oh well, it's only about 30 seconds to walk away. Would have preferred if there was a safety net first. Because players may decide to hug the wall to the left instead. That was short. Is there more to this stage? I'm not sure. There probably is, because I missed several special weapons along the way. I don't even have Stone Man's weakness. Very curious. I'll play through the stage once more to see what I missed. Like, there were 2 keys on the upper part of the stage that I didn't have. I thought I would access it on the lower level of the stage, but apparently not. See, I can gain access to the drill bomb, the dive missile, as well as the jet adapter. Ah, makes sense, it would be down over here. But I still see there's something to the right by peeking. Oh, I see, now I can access the left side of that gap. As such, first checkpoint. Well, this is a bit scary. Well, I collected that thing, whatever it was. It was an E-tank. And 2 keys. There's a dive missile, drill bomb, and 2 E-tanks, as well as the end of the stage. And a bombless pit, unless I use a jet adapter immediately. Well, okay then. It probably leads back over here, so let's end off the stage by defeating Stone Man with his weakness. Which is very likely going... Oh, never mind. I lost access to those weaponry because I didn't hit a checkpoint again. Other than a jet adapter, so let's end off the stage. It ends the same way. Kind of an odd level. At first I thought I missed something completely, and I did, but even with all those extra things, this stage was very short. I would have preferred if it went by for twice or 3 times as long. The stage was just there. 5th level on the lineup is Assaulting Apathy with Style by Wardonis, with 23 plays and a score of 3. Let's see how long this stage is going to be. The previous stages that I played by Wardonis usually are 50 to 60 screens long at least, and this doesn't seem to be an exception to that trend. Let's get the plant barrier for some healing capabilities. I see we have multiple choices for what special weapon to get next. Ice Slasher to freeze enemies in place. Sure, let's get more mobility options. But I need offensive abilities, so... Hard Knuckle. Rats, I don't exactly have any offensive weaponry, other than the Charge Kick and Plant Barrier, and the Hard Knuckle as well. Item 1, 2, or 3. One it is. I'll link up back over here. So we do have the choice of 4 special weapons and 1 utility at the beginning to customize the play experience. It seems the ones on the right were more utility-based weapons, whereas the ones on the left were more offensive-based weapons. Utility/defensive, I mean. But this means I have a limited amount of ammo, so I need to manage my usage of special weapons carefully. Getting the hard knuckle wasn't that bad of an idea, actually. I think you're forced to have a certain utility or special weapon there, but you will have one that will grant you access to go upwards. That being item 1, 2, or 3. All of them will allow you to get up to that upper platform. So far, this is an interesting design, definitely different than the branching path style levels I played 3 times so far from Wardonis. Though I wish I had a more spammable special weapon. Two choices, let's go to the left. They probably lead to the same pathway in the end, and it does add to replayability. Heal me, please. Of course, shield attacker. Thank you for the refills here. I probably could have gone without the charge kick actually, or the plant barrier. Instead, I should have picked a more offensive weapon. Now I'm stuck with this situation at hand. At least slow and steady wins the race, and I haven't died yet. small comforts. Thank you for being a checkpoint. A climb upwards with alternate pathways. Interesting. I would like a weapon respawner though. Thank you for the next checkpoint, so there is some forgiveness. Should be using the charge kick more over here. Especially because it means I can trivialize these jumps. That also means I can now refill my special weapons. Especially the plant barrier, which is super handy for this stage due to how much damage I'm taking. Oh, that's it, thank goodness. I saw that part of the stage where I entered the teleporter and thought there was more, but this is it. Oh goody, it's the plant barrier, of course. It's not too bad, at least it'll drop him to half his health. This boss arena though, it's really more well suited to Napalm Man himself. That's it, that's the end of the stage. Certainly a harder stage in comparison with Wardonis' previous levels, but I think that has to do more with my bad selection of special weapons. I took more defensive / utility-based special weapons than I needed to. I did need to grab probably the plant barrier. I should have taken the offensive weapon instead, and that slowed down my gameplay and made it much harder. So decent enough work, Wardonis. So 6th and final level of the part is Mega Man M Robot Masters by Diamond Wolf, with 17 plays and a score of 0. It looks to be another stage that's a bit longer, at least 40 or 50 screens long. Then again, Wardonis' stage wasn't as long as I expected it to be. I expected it to take at least 15 to 20 minutes to complete, but it only ended up taking about 10 minutes to complete. Plus, there were no stuttering or lag issues like in their previous stage. Plus, according to the level designer's description, this will have several alternate pathways, or it's more non-linear. You do need to complete 4 objectives in any order. Okay, here it is. We have 4 objectives to complete in this stage. We can do it in any order, but we must complete all 4 of them. So, let's start out with the top left. Heat Dog. At least that's what the level designer called this segment in their description. This is Heat Dog's section. Free, tank. So free that you only need to use a rush coil. Only hazard is that fire bar, which is barely a hazard over there. I do like how the enemies and gimmicks are being introduced first in safer environments and more dangerous ones now. Good checkpoint placement, a bit more generous. We're probably halfway done with this section. This feels somewhere in between a Roadmaster stage and a Fortress stage. In some ways, this feels like a Doc Robot stage. At the end of every one of these sections is a mini-boss encounter. In this case, like I said before, this is Heat Dog. Or two of them in this case, two hot dogs. That's one section done. At the end of every section, we gain access to a special weapon, a full refill of our life, as well as a Yoshiki. We don't need an extra life, we can always just use a Yoshiki. Then again, if this was designed in mind with the Wily challenge mode, it makes sense that there's an extra life over there. That's one key down, 3 left to go. Next up is Query Cat. Whereas the previous stage took place in a furnace, this takes place in a mine. Jet bombs. Didn't expect to see these in a mine stage. Then again, explosives do blow up rocks. There is likely something to the right, so let's take a look. Assuming Rush wants to spawn in correctly. Hello, Rush? What's going on, boy? That was really strange. Why is he not spawning in correctly? Now he decides to spawn in correctly. Knew there was going to be a secret over here. The magnet beam. I wonder if there was a secret I missed in the first section. Probably there was. But hey, this rewards skill, assuming you can spawn in and place Rush correctly. Midway point. Deeper into the mines we go. With a spike drop segment. At least there's a checkpoint at the beginning. The miner stutter causes some issues though. I wish I had Skull Barrier. Is this it? Thank you. Now we have the rolling drills. Hopefully there's a checkpoint nearby because I don't want to repeat that segment. Especially considering how instant death happy it is. Now I need to ride on top of it. At least this was not a scrolling segment, as I expected it to. But now I need to race past this rolling drill, or keep it on screen. There's probably nothing down over there, so I won't take a look. I don't want to end up dying and having to repeat that spike drop segment. In comparison with Heat Dog, Quarry Cat was much harder, mainly due to that spike drop segment. Alright, time to fight two Tamas. Is there something to the left? It looks very suspicious. Nothing to the left. Now you gain access to the drill bomb, full refills and everything. In comparison with Heat Dog's mini section, the stage itself was harder, but the boss fight was much easier. 2 down, 2 left to go. Next up is Frost Squid, which takes place in an ice mine, or ice facility, or an ice cavern. The stutter killed me over there. I do like how every one of these sections has a checkpoint at the beginning, the middle, and the end just before the boss fight, and how each one of them has their own dedicated enemies and gimmicks, like fire-type enemies and the oil fires in Heat Dog, all the quarry-based enemies in Quarry Cat, though we're missing the Wanans, and now all the ice-based gimmicks in Frost Squid. I'm not sure whether to call this a traditional level or not. Some of the gimmicks are introduced better than others. That's the reason why I'm not sure what to say. And going through certain sections in a certain order makes them easier or more difficult, especially with your set of special weapons. But I need to keep an eye out for all the extra goodies and secrets. That was all on me. I thought the level designer was going to be a bit cheeky there and put the hole up there, but apparently not. Midpoint. And you can access all of these secrets by just using the rush coil. That's probably a bombless pit, so I won't try it out. Yeah, it was a bombless pit. It doesn't connect with this section. Oh no, the stuttering is not helping matters whatsoever. I overlooked the secret somewhere. The secret special weapons. Unless there wasn't a secret special weapon here anyway. Special weapon or utility, I mean. Nevertheless, it's time to face Frost Squid, aka 2 giant squidons. They fall rather easily. More tough than the tamas, but less tough than the hot dogs. So last but not least is Glass Ringer. So probably 2 whoppers. Wait a minute, is there a secret to the left of the start? Nope. Good introduction to the rainbow platforms, or ring platforms I mean. First in a safe environment and then over a bottomless pit. Same with the coil platforms. First in a safe environment and now over a bottomless pit. It feels like a bit of a repetitive screen because we're repeating the same introduction, but it works. I would prefer if you put both of the platforms in the same screen because they work so similarly. I know, we're supposed to keep gimmicks in isolation when we introduce them, but when they work very similarly, you can put them and introduce them in the same screen. Something like this. That way we don't overextend the stage. I'll label this as being a traditional level, from the way it looks like it's structured. Knew there was gonna be a secret here, it just looks so suspicious. Ah, rats, there it is. Let's try this again. You do need either the rush jet or the magnet beam there, so my earlier statement of all the secrets being accessible by using just the rush coil is incorrect. Plus I need to damage tank through everything. Ah, I can't jump fast enough because I get hit by it. So I need to slide more. I'm running out of magnet beam energy though, and there's no place to restock on it. Ah, made it this time. Jet adapter. And the power adapter, both in the same section. I drop down here? Good. I was worried it was a bottomless pit again. Now I just need to make sure I can make it to the end without dying. If I end up dying before I hit another checkpoint, I won't retry going for the 2 adapters. I'd love to have that, but sadly I can't access it. The point in the stage where having access to the jet adapter makes it a lot easier. When the ring or coil platforms are retracting, you need to float on top of the fan so you don't fall in the pit. Interesting, but really easy. That last section wasn't too bad. In fact, I'd say it's one of the easiest last sections. Up there or down there with Heat Dog as being the easiest second half of the stage. The hardest second half of the stage was of course Quarry Cat, whereas Frost Squid was in between. In general though, outside of Quarry Cat and one section of Frost Squid, the stage difficulties or mini stage difficulties are about the same. You may want to tone down Quarry Cat's last section though, to make it a bit easier. Crystal Eye, full refill, Fort Key, so now he can complete the stage by defeating Dr. Wily, or rather his next Mega Man killer, named Symphony. Another full refill just in case. Checkpoint, and now we're in Wily's Space Fortress or something. So instead of Symphony, we have Top Man. To be fair, if the level designer had access to creating custom world masters, they would have done so and made a new Mega Man killer. Seems like his weakness is the blizzard attack. Plus there's no way to run out of it because of all the infinitely respawning tellies. So that's it. That was an interesting stage by Wolf. I liked how we had 4 mini sections and we had the choice of choosing between which fort to go through, and then ending off the stage here in the fortress. It's definitely my favorite stage that I ever played by Wolf, so good work Wolf, 7 out of 10. Although the stage can get a bit long, and the difficulty balancing of the stages can be a bit off, because I feel that Quarry Cat, mainly because of the second section, and Frost Squid were more difficult than Heat Dog and Glass Ringer stages. So you may want to work on the balancing for your future stages. So overall, out of the 6 levels I played through this part, my favorite level would definitely be Blockbuster by Nickelasse, with honorable mentions going out to Wily's Secret Bunker by Tylerbot, as well as Magnet Man's Beaming Trouble by Megaiwer. Gosh, a lot of the stages in this part were pretty good. Or good in fact. The only stage that was a bit lackluster I'd say was the Stone Unit by Abbas193. But the rest were awesome. So in the next part, I'll be doing my 5th Wily challenge run. This time, I'll be going through a long fortress on a normal difficulty setting, so it's gonna be a longer than usual part. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!